You wonderful humans. My name is Seth. This is Connected Community Health Support's workout progression program. This is day 38, week 14. And as you've probably seen by now, we're doing this 4 times this week. That is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And why is that? Because we want to increase the frequency that you exercise each week. Eventually, with this progressive overload, you're going to get up to 6 times per a week. Now, unfortunately, what this means is that it's not realistic for myself, Jacob Carroll, and Adam Fox to stream 3 times a day, 6 times a week. But we do think that it's important that we get in front of you live daily. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch it up a little bit, as you saw probably with Adam yesterday or today or whenever he streams this week. 7:30 a.m., myself, Jacob Carroll, or Adam Fox will be there with you live, and then we will restream that session throughout the remainder of the day. So now that that announcement's out of the way, we can get started with our second session of week 14 to keep you going with your health and fitness progress. Maybe if you're just seeing this on the off chance that you haven't been following along since our wonderful day 1 program, what we're going to do is take you through a warm-up, take you through a 30-minute exercise program, throw in a little quote of the day, a little tidbit for the end, cool down, and send you on your way so you can carry on and do the things you like to do without making exercise some sort of huge, big deal. So without further ado, our free bodyweight, full body virtual exercise program brought to you by Connected Community Health Support. We'll get started right now with our warm-up. As I'm going through the warm-up, just follow along with me, do as I say, usually as I do, and we will take you all the way. All right. All you need to do is follow along, starting with some ankle circles. Just go ahead and work around this a little bit. Get a couple ankle circles in there. Become aware of the fact that you still do, in fact, have ankles. It's good to move the feet. It's really good to be barefoot, actually. Your body is meant to have these toes that grab the ground like hands almost, but because of shoes and their flat bottoms, sometimes it's hard to actually wake them up. So getting them, gripping them, do a couple pulls into the carpet. That's good to strengthen your toe flexors, maybe prevent a little bit of plantar fasciitis even if you've had a problem with that in the past. We're going to move up to our hips. We're going to do some step overs, close the gates, step over, close the gate. Switch sides, step over, close the gate. I know many of you are probably looking forward to this 30-minute, 4-time-a-week split instead of the 60 minutes that we just came from. I know those were kicking my butt. I really enjoyed our week off, and now we're ready to get back to our progress with the free stream. I'm going to do some leg swings in here, lateral leg swings. We'll take them forward and back now. Ready to begin. Just really loosening up that hip a little bit. All right, side to side again with the other leg. We're going to cruise right on through this warm-up. And then forward and back with that same left leg. All right, we're going to move up to our shoulders, do some shoulder circles with me. Here we go, ready to begin, nice and big. Always talk to a physician. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Before beginning any exercise routine, we've made this as individualizable as possible so that anybody can safely participate. But as usual, cover your bases. All right, switch directions if you haven't already. And we're going to do our T-spine rotations. These are our open books where you reach forward, breathe in, breathe out, and follow your thumb to the back wall as you rotate. And repeat that on both sides. Breathe in, breathe out, reach towards the back wall, and come back to center. Keep doing 5 to 7 of those each side. If you'd like, you can, of course, do them on the floor, one hand behind the head, reach down underneath, reach up, rotate to the sky. 5 to 7 each side. And these, again, do a great job of undoing all of the sitting we do on a daily basis and get our upper backs rotating a little bit. Now, this is a recorded session because I'm actually on vacation. We've been putting in a lot of work lately, and I am finally dipping for vacation. Jake timed his perfectly, so the last week was his. So, sorry, I'm not live, but I know by now Happy Face Candles probably said good morning in the chat, sent a joke, for which I deeply, deeply appreciate. Good morning, Happy Face Candle. I know you're out there somewhere, and whatever joke you put in the chat is probably hilarious, so thank you. Next up, our neck circles. And we'll get started with our workout. As usual, we love chat engagement. If not by myself, if not engaging with me, engage with each other. That is what we are looking for. We're looking for a community, people all around the world looking to increase their health and fitness and support each other. And I will say our groups are now available on Connected CHS. Boom, right there. For your local group, you can start a new group by reaching out to us at connectedchs30@gmail.com if you wish. And then if you reach out to us, we can start a local community health initiative in your area, or you can just create your own community group, health support group in your own area if you're outside of the US. All right, we're ready to start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the routine. Bada bing. I'm going to go full screen. Bada boom. And now we can get started with our workout. Day 38. Let's do it. Starting with floor touches, bilateral double leg floor touches in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Touch the floor, stand back up. Touch the floor, stand back up from the side. Touch the floor, stand back up. Someone's been working on their hinge pattern. That is me. Oh, I'm going all the way to the floor today. You don't have to, though, necessarily. Go as low as you feel comfortable, pushing your butt backwards. I felt really good after those single leg deadlifts. The bilaterals feel great now, too. And time with that exercise. Today is going to fly by. Coming from 60 minutes back to the 30, it's going to feel like a breeze, a walk in the park. And you know what? That's great because we're going 4 times a week now. And you'll just slowly start to notice the things creep back up as we go through the program. Again, floor slides, prone or bent over. I'll join you in bent over to start, or you can be on your face. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Reach out in front, sliding across the floor. Here we are. Reaching out in front, keeping your elbows and forearms above the plane of your head, working on gaining some range of motion if you need it, like me, in your shoulders, fighting gravity, pulling up the entire time. 3, 2, 1, and time. I don't pull up to places very often, but when I do, it's usually with a floor slide. Next up, we have exercise number 3. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. It's a tough one. Shoulder circles. SHLD stands for shoulder. Shoulder circles. I know. This one's intensive. This one's difficult. Mentally prepare yourself. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin the shoulder circles. I'm going backwards to start at first. Backwards at the top. And if you guys like, I can tell you to switch halfway, which is in 3, 2, 1. Switch, going forwards each side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. I have to say, since starting this program, my shoulders are noticeably bigger. I've never done as much shoulder exercises in my life as I have through the progression of this program so far. I hope you guys have felt the same. My anterior, intermediate, and especially my post delt back there. I've really seen some growth from an aerobic exercise program, which is not what you might expect. It's awesome though. Next up, bicycles or elbow to knee standing. All right, we're starting that in 3, 2, 1. Ready, begin. Touch your elbows to your knees or join me in some bicycles on the floor if you prefer that. Of course, everything that has a floor variation also has a standing variation. It's completely up to you, whichever one feels best for you. And time with that exercise. Next up, we have only one variation for this one. This is squats. Give you time to stand back up here. Go to a depth that feels good for you. Okay, go to a depth that feels good for you. If you can go to full depth, fantastic. If you need a chair, if you'd like a chair, to cue the fact that it's just like sitting in the chair, then be my guest. All right, 3, 2, 1, ready. Begin the squats. Here we go. Sit in the chair, stand back up. If you only have quarter squats, that works too. If you can go, if you would like to go a little bit faster, please, please, please do. It's an intensity that feels good for you for this amount of work to rest and time with the squats. Gotta undo my low battery. Bingo bango. Next up, you know what's next. After the squats, we have the best chest exercise, the best horizontal press exercise. It's a push-up. Find your friend Wally. Bada bing, bada boom. Find your friend the couch. Bada bing, bada boom. Or if you're feeling it, let's go for the floor. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Because we're doing 3 sets for 25 seconds of work to 35 seconds of rest, you might want to go for it. You might want to crank out full push-ups or floor push-ups of some sort for the entire time. 3, 2, 1, and time with the push-ups. Again, make sure you can hold the conversation the entire time throughout this routine. You might be like me, getting a little out of breath. That's good. That is good. Next up, we have our I's, Y's, and T's. And our I's, Y's, and T's are going to be from the bent over position. That is forearms on the knees. You can do them one at a time if you like, in a more stable position, starting in 3, 2, 1, ready. Begin. Reach out in front. Reach out to 45. Reach out to 90. Reach out as far up as you can. In front as far as you can to 45. Pinch the shoulder blades. Reach in front. Reach out to the sides. Shoulder blades. Reach for the milk. Celebrate the touchdown. Oh, whatever that might be. Time with that exercise. Fantastic. Feeling good here today. Next up, we have Superman's or a standing glute kickback. I'll demonstrate the standing glute kickback first, and then I'll do the Superman's on the second upcoming set. Standing glute kickbacks are here, where you just kick the leg back, like so, alternating each side. 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. Standing glute kickbacks. Keep the core tight as you do this so that you know that it's coming from your glute instead of your low back. Don't bend with the low back. Move with the glute. Keep the core tense and time with that exercise. We're already 33% of the way done with this exercise program. Wow, usually we'd be 1/6. It's got to feel pretty good, not gonna lie. Again though, still enough to see progress. We're going back to the top, starting with floor touches in 25 seconds. I'll take this extra 20 seconds to say that I've had a few people reach out to me, a few people that'll follow along with this program, be it live or not, And almost everybody that started from day one has seen actual results. We went for 12 weeks, and almost everybody that's joined has lost more than 10 pounds of fat and says they feel better and are moving better. So trust the process, it'll work for you. Floor touches starting in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. As low as you feel comfortable, pushing the butt backwards. Push the butt back, pull the butt forward. Rotate back, rotate forward. And this is our hinge variation, our hinge movement. 3, 2, 1, and time with that one. Next up, we have our floor slides. You can do those bent over as we did last time, or you can join me this time in the prone variation of this exercise. Prone just means on your belly. It's like an army crawl. Here we are. We're gonna be starting in 10 more seconds. The goal is to keep your forearms off the ground the entire time. All right. 3, 2, 1, ready. Arms up and pull. Reach overhead and pull. Keep your forehead on the ground if you need it. I'll let you really enjoy this exercise now, and I'll be quiet. And time with that exercise. It's probably pretty nice when my big trap isn't yelling at you the whole time to not focus on the wonderful feeling of your body. Next up, set number 2, exercise number 3, day 38, week 14. Man, we love that progress. That sounds good. That sounds good. We have shoulder circles. This acts is our vertical press movement for the day. Starting in together in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin for 25 seconds. Like your Michael Phelps, doing a big old dolphin stroke. It's actually called a fly, but switch directions, going backwards. Now we're doing what is it, like a reverse breaststroke? Breaststroke, I don't know. It escapes me. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Some good old-fashioned shoulder circles. Got to be feeling good. Last time, I demonstrated the bicycles on the floor. Nice, slow, long legs. And as you can see, that's pretty much the same thing as an elbow to opposite knee touch in the air. I'll be joining you with that one today, slowly but surely. We're going to reveal those abs. I know they're in there somewhere. But that's not what we care about anyway. We care about having the stability in your core to keep yourself safe, to have a nice functional movement pattern. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. We're here. You can do a bicycle on the floor if you like. Push the elbow and the knee forward. Elbow forward, elbow forward. Knee forward, knee forward. Elbow to knee, and time with that exercise. I felt that pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. Who needs to go to the floor when you have that? Next up, we have our squats. We are cruising through this workout already halfway through with it. Good work. Next up with the squats, of course, go to the depth that feels good for you. Notice something really quick. Sometimes people get what's called a butt wink at the bottom where your hips tuck underneath like that. Try and keep the hips rotated back at the bottom with your core tight, and that should help that a little bit. Ready, set, begin. And of course, with this, we're trying to stay nice and tall, like we're sitting in a chair. With the hinge, your butt goes backwards. With a squat, your butt goes straight down. 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Awesome. Oh, man. You know that if we did the squats, you know what's next. It's push-up time, baby. Time to work them triceps. Time to work that chest. Find your wall if you need it. The farther down the wall you go from here to here, the harder it gets. The closer your arms are, the more tricep dominant instead of chest it becomes. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready, core tight, begin. And we're just pushing the floor away. Don't let the low back cave like that. You want to rotate the hips up underneath you. Keep the core tight. And that's just going to be proper alignment. As if you're about ready to push up off the floor and begin a run. Time with the push-ups. What's that? You're feeling swole? You and I both. Next up, after the push-ups, we have our I's, Y's, and T's. Yes, please. I forgot water today, but that's okay because I imagine you had yours. I'm going to drink vicariously through you. Enjoy it. I's, Y's, and T's. Starting together in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. Reach in front and down. 45 and down. Out and down. That helps me focus on my shoulders. When I look at the floor, that way I'm not arching my back to get it to the level of the screen. And time with the I's, Y's, and T's of set number 2. As promised for this round, I'm going to demonstrate the Superman. This is the floor glute kickbacks. Works the same muscles as the Superman. The Superman itself on the floor variation, if you like, go ahead and work your way towards your belly. If you're joining in the floor of the Superman variation, you squeeze your glute. Whoop. Try and keep the hands off the floor. Hands and knees off the floor. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. You can do pulses. Or, if you like, you can do the isometric hold. Whichever one feels best for you. I'm going to stick to the pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, we're already on to set number 3. Holy crap, did this get easier? Yes, it did. Will it get harder? No. The frequency and duration will increase. Now you're starting to catch on, picking up what I'm putting down. Before you know it, we're all going to have super buffed up aerobic systems, no cardiovascular disease, and we're going to be telling our friends about this cool guy named Seth from Connected Community Health Support. All right, there we go. You know what's up next. Set number 3, from the top. On set number 6, we got excited and we got hyped up. Now we're going back to set number 3, being the hype set. Floor touches, starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Butt back, stand up. If you want to move the grip in a little bit closer, you may. If you're exercising barefoot like me, use the toes to grip into the floor like so as you do it, and that should help you feel a little better about the exercise, especially on the way up. Grip the floor. Time with that exercise. We love it. Love it. We love it. We love it. Next up, after that, you know the routine by now. You can either choose prone or bent over floor slides. I'll go bent over because I feel like that's what most of our audience, our community does. Here we go. Prone floor slides starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. Oi. Keep the elbows and hands above the plane of your head. Reach all the way out in front. There we go. Nice and controlled. As high away from the ground as you can get. and time with that exercise. And again, you should feel that in your rhomboids. Basically, what does that mean? In your back, all right? And feel it in your back, opening up that chest to undo a lot of the slouching that we might do on a day-to-day basis. And then, of course, a super functional exercise if you're swimming, and a super functional exercise if we're talking about just gaining mass in our shoulder. I'm just kidding. Shoulder circles. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready. Begin. Here we go. Nice and smooth. Set number 3. We're almost done already. And then you can get on with your day. Switch directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time with that exercise. I hope you're still having fun with this one. I hope somewhere in the chat there's somebody saying some things about how awesome this workout is, or how it feels much easier already than the last time, week 12, we all got together. Next up, we have, is it time already? Bicycles. All right, floor bicycles on our back, or standing bicycles, where we push the elbow and knee opposite side forward and together. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. Almost like you're running forward. I'll back up. Running forward into the camera. Push them forward. Push them forward. Boy, you feel it in your core when you push your elbow and knee forward and together. 3, 2, 1, time with that exercise. Where you use the opposite elbow to knee, you're working the anterior sling, which is very important. It's something you don't get with just a normal crunch in your rectus abdominis. You also have a bunch of deep muscles, internal and external obliques, that help you move across body for things like, I don't know, walking, sprinting, any number of things that are actually rotational that you do in life. We love a comprehensive workout program. Next up, squats. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Squatting together. Constantly be moving during the sets. Constantly be moving, even if you have to decrease the depth that you go to. 3, 2, 1, and time with the squats. We're done with those for a day. And we're almost done with the push-ups for a day. Almost, yes, one more. I'm gonna try and do push-ups from the floor for set number 3. If you wanna move on to your friend couch up, please feel free. If you wanna use the door, please dork out. You're gonna keep the hips rotated up underneath you, starting in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin. 25 seconds worth of push-ups. I'm cranking them out. I want to feel something today. It probably feels a lot easier than when we first started this program. It's amazing what 14 weeks will do. Time with that exercise. And now I will say, really exciting actually. Week 12 marked the day when we reached the federally recommended amount of physical exercise per week. From here on out, we're above that threshold, and we're being tryhards, and we're doing things that are phenomenal for our health at this point. All right. The minimum is to prevent cardiovascular disease. We don't talk about the maximum yet. All right. Carrying on with our health, really seeing some health changes. Next up, I's, Y's, and T's. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Ready? Begin. Reach in front. Reach 45. Reach 90. One arm at a time if you need, of course. One arm at a time if you need. We're going forward. 45 and 90. forward, 45, and 90. Time with that exercise. Last one, we have our Superman or our glute kickbacks. All right, this is core number 2. Superman is a full posterior chain core. We try to include anterior core, obliques with lateral flexion, rotational core, and posterior chain throughout our workout programs. This one's posterior chain. Starting together in 3, 2, 1, ready, begin, kick back or Superman, alternating. Keep the core tight. And if you'd like to, raise the opposite arm to opposite leg as you do it. It requires some coordination, but coordination is one of those things that's also an added benefit of this workout program. 3, 2, 1, time. You aren't even tired yet, are you? I have a little bit of a sweat going myself, but I hope that you enjoyed that because that is the end already of day 38, week 14, Connected Community Health Support, free workout, progressive bodyweight program. Boom, nice. We're gonna get a little bit of a cool down here. We're just gonna give ourselves some big hugs. Breathe through your nose. Breathe through your nose. Unless you have some allergies going on, of course. And don't leave yet. We still have our quote of the day and our tidbit to carry you on for the remainder of the day. Keep on breathing through your nose. Forward and back arm swings. All right, and let's try some leg swings while still breathing through your nose, trying to create some pressure in the lower part of your belly. Switch legs with the leg swing. I think this has been a wonderful session. Keep swinging the legs. I miss being able to interact with y'all in the chat. That's one of the most fun parts of doing the stream. So I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there live today, but I made a point to record this one so that you could still experience this exercise live for the first time with everybody else seeing it for the first time. So I'm still there with you in spirit, at least. If you have anything that's tight, that's tense, now is a great time to stretch it. You want to stretch after the workout program as opposed to before, because now we have blood flow entering our muscles and we'll have a more effective stretch and a safer stretch. All right. And now, as promised, I'm going to give you our tidbit of the day and our quote of the week. We couldn't provide the quote of the week at halftime because we don't have a halftime anymore because we're back to 3 sessions. But I'll still include the quote of the week. I'll still include the quote of the week for you at the end, maybe in the beginning. Quote of the week: a little progress each day adds up to big results. Oh, I love that quote because it is exactly what we are trying to accomplish here at Connected Community Health Support. Exercise doesn't need to be a big thing. Just 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, 3, 4, eventually 5, 6 times a week. Get in, get out, start the day or end the day with it. Maybe even a lunch break. And those little chunks of progress will add up to significant results. Again, we've had 3 people all say that they've lost between 10 and 15 pounds in the first 12 weeks, which is a pound a week, which is perfect. Anything more than that, you're starting to get excessive. Anything less than that, and we might not be doing something right with our programming, but clearly we are. So the pillar of the week is something that we haven't really talked about before. Surprisingly, somehow, fitness. We do this all about fitness, so we were trying to bring you a whole bunch of other stuff that kind of complements this program up to this point, but we do think it's important that we touch for just a moment on some of the components of fitness. Okay. We have strength, aerobic, anaerobic, and then miscellaneous. Today, I'll talk about strength. We probably already covered either aerobic or anaerobic or another section already, which is completely fine, right? So what I like to talk about today is strength, some of the components of strength. And of course, as you know by now, we break it down into why we need to worry about this, what it is we do to achieve this, and how we make it more practical into your life. What, why, how? Fantastic. Trans-theoretical model, moving you from pre-contemplation to contemplation into action, making sure you can live your healthiest life and support your goals along the way. So strength is important because it allows us to avoid musculoskeletal injury, increase our resting caloric expenditure, burn more calories, increase bone density and resilience to prevent injury in case of falls, increases reaction speed to prevent falls, and of course, the most important part is that strength allows us to defend ourselves in case of bear attacks. So what you need to do to increase your strength is to engage in resistance training 2 to 4 times per week, trying to work every muscle in your body. Okay. You want to progressively increase the weights for 2 to 4 sets of 3 to 12 reps each workout program. That's a great way to start. For example, 2 sets of 8, maybe increase the weight with that set rep scheme. Or you could just go same weight, 3 sets of 8, 4 sets of 8, 4 sets of 12, etc., increasing the volume that you're experiencing with any given weight. And of course, it requires resistance training to build muscle, to trigger your muscles to grow, right? Light weights won't necessarily do that. You won't necessarily even get bulky. You'll just increase your lean muscle mass, right? Really, really effective way to increase your health with resistance training. So how do you incorporate resistance training and strength building into your life? Well, that's a great question. On top of our aerobic exercise stream, you can begin resistance training. The things you can do is you could buy a gym membership. You could do calisthenics, kind of like what we do right now. We do it primarily for aerobic exercise, but we also experience some concurrent strength gains because we are still moving against resistance. You can modify the workouts so that the resistance increases, for example, with single leg work, with full body push-ups or variations such as that, or by using weights during the lateral raises. Okay, so you can use a gym membership, you can do calisthenics, or of course you could get Connected Community Health Support's help with affordable gym equipment on our website at connectedchs.com, or you could go for in-home personal training if you're in the States. Just give us a shout out if we're not in your area. We're currently in the Burnt Hills, Corinth, Troy, Greater Albany area, as well as out by Binghamton, Whitney Point, New York area, Cortland, New York type area. All right, cool. So with that said, that is why strength is important, how to incorporate it into your life and what you need to know about it. Again, we'll cover aerobic, anaerobic, and the other miscellaneous stuff that comes along with a fitness program at a different time. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you for taking care of your health. I know it's important to you, and we know it's important to you, and we know it's important to another 90 million people in America, all right? So thank you. And feel free to spread the word. If you have any questions, reach out to us at connectedchs30@gmail.com or find us at connectedchs.com. All right. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the other streams with Jacob Carroll and Adam Fox, and I will catch y'all on the flippity flop. Seth Spicer, ending day 38 of the Connected Community Health Support free